What is going on, everyone? This morning I'm reviewing my very first Kansept knife. This one was designed by Edgy Bladeworks Scott Stills. I got a chance to talk to him via Instagram for a few minutes back and forth over the last week or two, and received this a few days ago. I didn't know what to expect. He didn't tell me exactly what model he was going to be sending me, and this is definitely not the blade design that I would have chose. And I say that because I'm very glad he sent it to me, because I ended up really loving it for two reasons. One, you have this little notch instead of the jimping, and two, with this blade shape I had very high hopes for testing. But let's just go through the specs real quick. First of all, it's obviously a nice clean design. You have an overall length of 7.59 inches. The blade is 3.29. It's an S35V blade steel, nice stonewash finish. You have B-blasted titanium scales at 4.3 inches, like I said, for an overall length of 7.59. I think the thickness of the blade comes in at 1.37. You can tell it's very well balanced. Feels really good in hand. Great ergonomics, nice four-finger grip, feels very comfortable. And as I mentioned previously, I can place my finger here perfectly into the spine of the blade to get really good control when making cuts, especially stronger cuts. I really like everything about this knife. Just a nice, simple, clean knife. The only thing I don't like, and it has nothing to do with the design, it's a frame lock, and as a lefty, it's just the life of a lefty. It's a thumb hole deployment, and you can get a nice clean snap when deploying it. So with this, usually I look for either a relief in the lock bar, or I just use the clip to be able to use it as a lefty. Sometimes I bet I can't because now I'm recording, but sometimes I can use my index finger. Nope. There we go. To really get a nice deployment. I promise you, when I'm off camera, it works fine. But either way, it's a nice snappy open. I also noticed for the first time in a while, I don't know why, but a lot of the knives I've been messing around with lately, they do not have a strong detent. This is not the case here. I mean, this is a solid detent, which is really nice to see. I really wish more companies would focus on providing a solid detent. It always feels good when deploying. Let's take a look at lockup. That is definitely a solid lockup, 50%. I'm sure it's dead center. Yep. Just overall, a very nice construction, nice clean blade. I have already tested it, and it did not disappoint. This blade shape went to work. Yeah, just really like it. Scott seems like a great guy. Like I said, I've only talked to him for a few minutes via Instagram messaging. But he seems like a great guy. His design company is Edgy Bladeworks. And I should mention, this is the Cybin. I don't think I mentioned that. This is the Kansept Cybin. It comes in a number of different variants. I know they have a number of different models with frag patterns, including Damascus. But just overall, very good action. Solid pop on deployment. Works as a great cutting tool. But let's get to it. Let's go see it in action, and I will be back in a moment. And we're back again with the Kansept Cybin, designed by Stills, Edgy Bladeworks. Hopefully those few minutes of testing illustrated very well that this edge geometry is made perfectly for everyday use, cutting whatever materials you might, I guess, come into on a day-to-day basis, whether it's rope, cardboard, wood, all the stuff that we usually see or use our knives for. This is definitely a very slicey blade. Bigger belly helps. I think, like I said, I think it's 0.137 thickness on the blade edge. But if you look, the blade stock is very thick. I mean, it says it's, I mean, I look at this blade and I see a hard use knife, which kind of threw me because it's a very narrow handle. And I don't have many blades in my collection with this type of blade stock and this type of, or this size of a blade with a narrow handle. But I got to tell you guys, it feels incredibly comfortable. You add the fact that they threw in this notch for your thumb on the spine of the blade. Man, I really enjoyed using this knife. Like, sincerely enjoyed using this knife. And for this price point at $159, I mean, you can't really ask for much more knife in this. Just an overall great design. I don't know if I already mentioned it, but I do love the fact that the clip matches the blade design as well. Just a very cool look. Another small touch they put in the design. But again, Kansept blades, Kansept knives. This one is the Cybin, designed by Stills from Edgy Bladeworks. A number of different variations on this one. Definitely check it out. Like I said, this one's $159. Love this knife. Definitely going to look at Kansept a little bit differently moving forward. I really enjoyed my first experience here. Thank you guys for watching this. I hope it was helpful. Please do subscribe and like if you haven't already. And I will see you at the next one.